And I asked them all on the Democrat side, I asked them all the same question, purposefully. And I asked this to RFK too. When does the left go too far? Because obviously the left can go too far. And none of them would answer. And so,
really?
Not one. Dead serious.
In private?
In private as well.
Come on.
No, I'm telling you the truth. And
I know some people who would answer that.
Well, look, it's also, I stopped doing a fair bit of that about a year and a half ago. And things have changed. There are more people on the moderate Democrat side who are willing to draw a line with regard to the radical leftists, but they're still not very good at defining it. So they'd reverse the question and ask me, like, when do you think they go too far? And I thought that was simple. It's like equality of outcome. And the universal response to that was always the same. Oh, they don't really mean that. Well, it's like, yeah, they do.
In this intense exchange, Jordan Peterson firmly counters one of Bill Maher's most unrestrained critiques to date. As Maher launches into a heated tirade on social issues, Peterson remains composed, systematically dismantling each of Maher's bold yet unsubstantiated claims with his trademark intellectual precision. While Maher's frustration grows, Peterson's calm, methodical reasoning offers a clear-eyed reality check. Cutting through the emotional rhetoric with clarity and logic, this dialogue further solidifies Peterson's reputation as a formidable thinker who confidently addresses controversial topics without flinching. Visibly rattled, Maher struggles to maintain his footing as Peterson challenges every emotional outburst with sharp, evidence-based rebuttals. For anyone who appreciates incisive debate and critical thinking, this confrontation is a must-watch, demonstrating that in this clash, Peterson clearly holds the upper hand.
To be fair, it is more complicated than just that. Equality, meaning equality of outcome, I believe in that too. Equity is what they changed it to, a lot of people on the far left, and Biden went along with all of it, means no, some people started out not from the same place, so we should make an effort to redress that. I believe in some of that theoretically, and some of it in how you would put it into practice. You can't just say, okay, let's, some people weren't even at the starting gate for the first 350 years, and now go. Of course, there's going to be remedial, I think, things that we can do, and we're doing many of them. We're doing some of them anyway. But do I think it means we should, make it that medical school is not something that you can only get into completely by merit? No, because no one wants a doctor who got there by affirmative action.
Yes.
Right, but you would count what I said to be valid, right? That you can't say if you started 300 years late, we expect you to be.
I guess this is one of the things that probably tilts me in the more conservative direction, and partly as a social scientist, is that well-meaning interventions seldom have the outcome that's designed.
Correct.
So even and it's really a radical problem.
This is just the beginning. But it's already clear that Bill Maher appears unsettled by Jordan Peterson's sharp and well-structured arguments. In this early stage of the debate, Maher seems to be on the defensive, struggling to match the clarity and depth of his opponent. Of course, Peterson brings a formidable presence to the discussion. He's a clinical psychologist, best-selling author, and cultural commentator known globally for his outspoken and often controversial views on political, social, and psychological topics. The question now is, can Bill Maher regain control of the conversation? Or will Peterson continue to dominate the exchange?
Okay, so the historical solution to the problem of unequal distribution of, say, even of opportunity is that everyone is treated the same under the law, regardless of anything, regardless of wealth, regardless of race,
right,
age, status. It's the same. Now, obviously, there's elements of that appear unjust. So if you make $1 million a year and you get $1,000 fine for speeding, that's a lot different than $1,000 fine for someone who makes $12,000 a year. And so then you might say, well, maybe your fine should be income adjusted. Okay, but the problem with that is okay, you're differentially privileged with regards to your wealth. Well, how many dimensions of differential privilege are there? And the answer to that is, well, there's as many dimensions as there are differences between people. And that's an infinite number of differential advantages and disadvantages. And so I'll give you an example that I think is quite germane. So there's obviously disparity in wealth. Well, one of the best predictors of wealth is age. Older people are richer. Well, why? Well, obviously because they've had their whole life to work.
Race.
So,
Even more.
Okay, but let me make the case with this for a minute. Okay, so then you might say, well, it's very unfair that the old people have the money. It's like, yeah, fair enough, buddy. But the young people have the youth. And if, I'm serious,
so
and if you took the old person and said, look, you give me all your money, I'm 18, you give me all your money, and I'll be 65, and you get to be 18 and broke.
But would you actually take that bargain? Because I wouldn't. Even though I'm punching 70 in the mouth, I still wouldn't do it because my head would still be my 18-year-old head, and I just couldn't take any more of that. Your stupidity, or at least my stupidity at that age, caused so much pain, unnecessary pain in my life.
It appears that Bill Maher is beginning to lose control under the pressure of Jordan Peterson's pointed questioning. While both men are known for their strong and often unyielding opinions, this time, the balance of power clearly tilted in Peterson's favor. In this tense exchange, his composed and incisive approach gave him the undeniable upper hand.
What do you think is better about you now than when you were young?
I'm not fucking stupid.
Well,
I don't make stupid mistakes. I don't make that. I mean, I'm sure people would say, oh, Bill, you said this the other week, and I meant it, and it wasn't horrible.
Well, frequency and intensity also matter.
Also, I'm mixing dangerous chemicals every week, okay? I'm playing third base okay? I'm going to get more hard-hit grounders. And, but personally, much more, even my personal life. I mean, men take a very long time to mature. I mean, when a woman says, like, boy, you need a 40-year head start. Yeah, you do. You need like a 40-year head start to be on the same level. It's just, it's crazy how immature, as society would define immature, you can be, or I was, late into life, because the immature things are the fun ones. I still don't want to give them up. People are different. We talked about this the last time you were here. We could not be more different in that way. I mean, you're so much more a woman's dream, and I'm like a woman's nightmare in many ways, like never committed, never got married, never wanted to. I never understood how people could, and I see so many people who talk about it like married couples, and they talk very fondly about like, oh, remember when we were in love? And they're reminiscing about this time in their life that lasted like maybe 2 years.
Bill Maher himself admits he's no fool, but, in the eyes of Jordan Peterson, he might come across more like a defiant teenager. Peterson's approach in this exchange highlights exactly why he's regarded as such a formidable intellectual force. Maher's responses, by contrast, reveal the limits of many of his unchecked assumptions, which falter under the weight of Peterson's disciplined reasoning. What many expected to be a balanced clash between two sharp minds has turned out to be a one-sided affair, at least for now. But what do you think? Is this truly a one-sided debate, or is there more to unpack? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to support more content like this. Thank you for watching.